A very good evening, everyone, and we welcome you all once again to the grand stage where we are all set to rock and roll for the first semi final of the AIFF Club Futsal Championship 2024-25. We have got two teams who are willing to take the court by storm in pursuit of the first ticket for the final. Corbett FC will be locking horns with Goal Hunters FC. So, good evening, everyone. This is a grand stage. The air inside the arena is heavy with anticipation because this evening is not just about goals or glory, it's about survival. There's no room for error, there's no inch for a misstep. On one side, it's Corbett FC, the Hunters from the wild, fierce, disciplined, and relentless. In the other corner, it's Goal Hunters living up to their name, hungry, ruthless, and unafraid to chase down every chance that comes their way. Two teams, one dream, a ticket, a grand ticket to the grand finale. This is where the stakes rise, the margins shrink, and every pass, every touch, every heartbeat echoes with destiny. Corbett FC, they are the defending champions of the AIFF Futsal Club Championship. They went on to win the tournament last year. What a thrilling finale it was. This year, however, it has been a tad different for them. They have stuttered, they have wobbled, and they have still fought their way in front. They will like to ensure that they are putting up a show to remember. Goal Hunters, on the contrary, what a run this has been for them. They have been thoroughly dominant, and as said before, they are always on the hunt for goals. Any single whiff of the net that you give them, they are going to shoot for it. They're going to ensure the fact that every single step they take is calculated, is very well placed, and is well paced as well. We've got a few big names, we've got a few known names, and then there are a few exciting young sensations who will winning streak as they head into the Summit Clash. They topped Group C, they went on to play three games, went on to win all three of them, and more importantly, they scored 29 goals and conceded only 5. So, yes, when it comes to the attacking flair, they are mighty impressive. When it comes to the defensive solidity, they are as airtight as they can be. In the semi finals, they went on to put up another clinical showdown. They were up against Tambourine and eventually secured a 5 victory. And make no mistake, they have got two of the leading goal scorers of the tournament in their ranks. Bijoy Goshai, of course, with 12 goals, and Mahep Adhikari with 8 goals. With that being said, I think it goes without saying that they will once again like to fire on all cylinders as the semi final awaits, as the spot for the finale invites them. Who's going to be the one who will be coming out on top? Is it going to be Corbett FC, the defending champions, bagging their second ticket to the grand finale under the supervision of the seasoned Mohammad Rizwan? Match officials for the day, we have got Kristal Nwanyang, the main referee, Syed Khalil, the other referee, the Viesh Rajni Shule, the third referee, and Surindran K, the timekeeper. And I have the two captains, Pratik Swami representing Corbett FC, and leading the charge for Goal Hunters, it's Ansh Gupta. And the team in the white and red, it's Corbett, and the team on to your right in your yellow and black is Goal Hunters. Match commissioner for the first semi-final is Haubam Kamba Singh. Again, another seasoned campaigner in terms of arbitrating games. And it's going to be me, Rohit, who will be taking you forward for this upcoming 40 minutes of enthralling, enticing, exciting action. A quick look at the starting five of Corbett FC. Pratik Swami, their skipper, Malsam Tulunga Pautu, Ronnie Lalan Kima, Lalmuan Sanga Sailong, and Vishal Dubey under the sticks. They've got a pretty solid bench as well. Dorji Bhutia, Lians Luba, Animesh Kumar Yadav, Lalrem Ruata, Lalbiat Suala, Sonam Lepcha, C. Lalrem Ruata, Lalin Zuala H, and Lalundika. And Mohammad Rizwan, he already knows how high stake this game is. For Goal Hunters, it's Ansh Gupta, their skipper, Manav Sharma, Mahep Adhikari, Bijoy Goshai, and Alif Rahman Mullah under the sticks. On the bench, they've got Satyam Thapa, Nishant Kusai, Nitesh Sharma, Anmol Adhikari, Krishan Kumar, Mukul Singh Sean, Pasuang Naite, Akshay Huria, and Kuder Bish. and they are playing under the chaperonage of Dhirendra Kumar Singh. And we are all set for the first kick. And off we roll. On your frame, attacking in the left and right in their red and white. It is the reigning defending champions, Corbett FC. And on your frame, attacking from the right to the left rather, in their signature yellow and black. It's Goal Hunterz FC. And Corbett straight away into an attack because they know that they cannot let Goal Hunterz breathe. Goal Hunters are a team, they are used to sustaining pressure, they're used to copying one blow after the other, and eventually, when the time's right, they start firing on all cylinders. And it's their captain, Ansh Gupta, on the ball. Back to Ansh with a very delicate chip all the way to the goalkeeper, Vishal Dubey. Vishal propels it forward, nicely controlled on that far left, taking their time. Fine setup, what an opening it could have been for Corbett. Lovely pass straight into the D, and a bit of a heavy touch on their occasion, missed out the mark. But that's the kind of start that they were hoping for. A start that would take Goal Hunters by surprise, an early goal possibly, to try and push them on the back foot, to try and send them on the retreat. A battle for the two captains, Pratik and Ansh, fighting for the ball. Eventually it's with Ansh. Ansh trying his best to get it out of the danger zone and succeeds. Again, fine control, trying to go for that back foot there. Misses out. And eventually a bit of a heavy roll all the way to Alif Rahman Mullah under the sticks. Alif sends it onto that right there, taking their time, looking forward. Slow, steady passes. No threat for now. Bijoy Gusai. Bijoy trying to come in from that left once again. Did manage to actually lay claim to the ball. Kind of a surprising move on that one because the angle was very, very acute. I'm not really sure how did he manage one. Must be a deflection and quite an intense one at that. But nonetheless, with that being said, for now, Corbett are safe and secure. And now from the right, another lovely setup to the left. Shot comes in. And wonderfully saved by Alif Rahman Mullah. I think Pratik Swami missed out a cue here. He should have been the one to go for that shot all by himself. He wanted to set it up for his teammate. But I would say he had a better chance at firing one towards the net. But nonetheless, that's a positive start altogether from Corbett FC. And the Goal Hunters happy to sit back and take in the pressure. They know that they have the firepower to crack open their opposition at any given time. But again, they have to also keep it in mind, Corbett FC, they have a very strong defensive unit at their behest. We saw that in last year's finale as well. They were ruthless, relentless, and more importantly, they ensured the fact that they were fighting till the very end. Because Golazo FC did put up a phenomenal show in the finale. But then Corbett, they kept on fighting till the last moment. And when we talk about tactics and techniques, I think Golazo did overwhelm them. But then it's not about tactics, it's not about technique, it's not about luck, it's about a total package and eventually finding the back of the net, which Corbett FC did so well in the last year's final. And I had the honor of being on the microphone with Junaid, who will be calling the second semi-final today, which is to be played between Bhawanipur FC and Tofa. So yes, do keep an eye out on the official YouTube channel of Indian Football as this game's coming to you live. And now Goal Hunters taking their time, knitting together those short and crisp passes. Another delicate chip forward. This time a foul, referee blowing the whistle. And a free kick awarded to Corbett. Pratik plays it to his left. Still looking for support through the center. Ronnie did try and find the momentum. That's a lovely ball out there onto the left. Eventually a setup on the right as well. But before he could have pulled the trigger, he was overcrowded by a melee of Corbett FC boots. He was looking for that shooting lane, looking to channel one towards the goal. But it wasn't enough. We talk about intent. This has been a solid 4 minutes of non-stop futsal action. The ball has hardly gone out of play. Play has hardly been stopped. That's the quality of the two teams. Bijoy Gusai on the ball. Sends it to the right. A gentle push. And now it stays with Ansh Gupta. Ansh taking slow steps. Try and come in front of the D, and there it could have been a catastrophe. They tried to clear their lines, but Manav Sharma was the one waiting, and it took a take deflection off him. And a lovely shot again, flashing agonizingly wide in front of the goal. Corbett FC calling the shots, pulling the trigger whenever and wherever required. This is a sensational start for Corbett. They still haven't found the back of the net, but looks like goal hunters, who have been undefeated so far, they are being subjected to immense pressure. Have they finally met their match? Ansh, however, standing his ground, tall towering contender, standing as the lone defender. Fine ball onto the right, nicely controlled with that first touch. A square ball through the center. Ansh steps up. Ansh looking for support. Will Ansh play it all the way back to his goalkeeper? No, sends it to his right. Again, a bit of a mispass there, but eventually falls back. Lovely setup, and the shot goes horribly haywire. I think it was on his weak foot there. Fine run from Mahip Adhikari, the man who's already found the back of the net a staggering 8 times in this tournament. He is hunting goals as well for the goal hunters. This time a mispass can be a crucial giveaway, and it rattles the woodwork. Oh my word, destiny playing cruel heart tricks against Corbett FC. A gilt-edged opportunity arranged on a silver platter, and a pile driver fired. But then it's the woodwork that comes between Glory and Corbett FC here. However, the possession stays alive, and oh my word, a howler that will give the opening breakthrough to Corbett FC. This should have been saved by AIFF Rahman Mullah. It definitely was a meaty strike for sure. It goes through AIFF. What a sensational strike it is. And it's Malsam Tulunga Pautu who gets his name on the score sheet. That is ordinary goalkeeping. You are in the semi-finals of the tournament. You ought to do better than that. Would you believe it? But nonetheless, let bygones be bygones. Goal hunters now will have to find a way to restore parity. They'll have to find a way to try and push away the incessant assault of the defending champions. We talk about momentum, and Mohammad Rizwan knows the importance of it. He's instilled confidence in his team. And there you go, you can see him on the sidelines, very keenly, very closely monitoring the game. Here's an opportunity for goal hunters. Nice bit of dribble, sets it up onto the right, shot comes in. Saved by Vishal Dubey. Danger still not over. The hunters keep on marauding around the D of Corbett FC. Ansh now stepping up once again with the kick in. Ansh plays another square ball. Gets support from AIFF Rahman Mullah, who stepped up. And this is an interesting move. Goalkeeper coming out early. Lovely turn on the right, trying to unleash a shot, but misses out. Mahip Adhikari kind of isolated, stranded altogether in an island. And now from the left, another deflection goes out of play. Should be a goal kick here, and it is. Goal hunters trying to make their way forward. Bijoy on the ball. Bijoy takes a left footer. And a brilliant save once again by Vishal Dubey. Vishal is a very strong contender. Make no mistake. He can move lightning fast in that D. And if needed, he won't hesitate to get up and attack as well. A multi-talented guy. And once again, lovely outside dodge, trying to set one up. It was the captain of Corbett FC, Prateek Swami. Has been the key architect so far. Has operated emphatically. Another long ranger comes up, but this time it misses its mark. by a significant mile altogether. However, looks like it was Vishal Dubey who actually had a touch to it, and thereby it's a corner for the Hunters. Hunters along the flank there. Stays with the Hunters. Mahip Adhikari on the ball. Mahip scanning the perimeter for support. Mahip mispasses. And now another chance. Another fine run. Again from the right, it is Malsam Tulunga Pautu looking for that all important shot, and a substitution happening for goal Hunters. Mukul Singh Sean coming up, but now it's a corner for Corbett, quickly taken and somehow scrambled away by Alif Rahman Mullah. I think he will be desperate to see his team restore parity. He'll be eager to compensate for that mistake that he's committed early. But first and foremost, he'll now have to get back to his senses, hold his nerves. Ronnie on the ball. Ronnie goes for that outside dribble, tees it up, and again a cheeky attempt to try and channel it towards the goal. Goal swagging. Good move there by Alif Rahman Mullah. A bit of a forward movement to try and prune down the angle, and it did work out wonders. Ansh now on the ball. Ansh taking his time, looking around. What are his possible options? Finds one onto his right, back to Ansh again. Is he gonna go for the shot from such a distance? Never really a wise and never really a savvy option. Vishal sends it forward. Again, Corbett trying to control that just in front of the D. However, misses out. A bit of a quick chat there from the referee, possibly cautioning the players, just keep your calm. PC Lalem Ruata already on the court. This has been a good solid game so far. 9 minutes of intense actions already. And the ball keeps on rolling. Both the teams believe in keeping momentum, maintaining the speed of the game. Back to the Hunters. Hunters, they now play to their skipper again. Ansh finds an option on the right. So far, they have failed to breach what has been a pretty airtight rear guard of Corbett. Back to Ansh again. Who's going to be the one to try and challenge Ansh. I think Corbett, they are happy to sit back. They just don't want to give their opposition a space in front. And they have done it very successfully so far. The ball control, the defensive position, I think they have held on to that shape in a phenomenal way. Ronnie on the ball again. Ronnie, is he looking for that shooting lane? Whammy's one, but decent save by Alif Rahman Mullah. Extending himself to the left. And now slow and steady steps. Plays it on to the right. Mukul Singh, back to Mukul. Mukul looking for a breakthrough here. Mukul again on the ball, navigating the crowd with ease for now. Again, loses out possession. Excellent snatch back, but then slightly miscued. Will need some help out there. Mahip Adhikari. Mahip goes all the way to the right all by himself. That's some intense dribbling out there from Mahip Adhikari. But eventually, when the time to pull the trigger did arrive, he didn't really have that space ahead of him. And here's Corbett again. Fine setup from Ronnie Lalan Kima. It was a PC Lalem Ruata on the rise. And he would have wanted to sneak one, but couldn't really get that touch to it. Back with the goal Hunters again. Goal Hunters have been kind of pinned down in that own half of theirs. Mukul Singh Sean now to Mahip. Mahip playing it to that far right. In all likelihood, it's going to be Mahip again. Mahip trying to advance, but eventually there was a clip, which means it's going to be the first foul for Corbett FC. So now it's all fair and square in terms of fouls. Remember, after 5 fouls and a half, if a team concedes another foul, it will lead to a penalty. Mukul Singh now. Mukul to Mahip. Mahip again to his right and trying to be cheeky on that occasion. Does get a kick in on that occasion out there. And it's Bijoy Gosai looking for that all important Baker's dozen in the tournament. Stays with Mahib. Mahib gently lobs it forward. But again, no one was present to try and make the most of it. Vishal Dubey circling around. Eventually gets the ball back into play. Excellent win back there. And another opportunity. And a delicate chip. However, hammers the woodwork there. Ronnie Lalankima. Ronnie pulling the shots there. Teasing his opposition with warnings of doom. And somehow or the other, it's the woodwork that has denied Corbett twice. Is that an omen of luck altogether? For the goal hunters, so far they have been tactically outmatched. They have hardly made any move. They have hardly called the shots at all, apart from that one chance that they created early on. But in that as well, the door was slammed shut on their face. And they have been gallingly pushed back into retreat. Another opportunity and a shooting chance! And an excellent save from Vishal Dubey. Standing tall like a custodian unbeaten. And then a skying effort straight for Mars. 9 minutes remaining so far in the first half. A pretty fast-paced half of futsal. Corbett once again on the rise, on the surge. Looking for that all-important insurance goal to get themselves a bit of breathing space, because make no mistake, this game can change at any point in time, so you gotta watch out at all times. That should go out of play. It's going to be another kick in here. Kick in for goal, Hunterz taken quickly. Mahib stays on the ball. Couple of step overs, goes for the shot, takes the deflection and goes out of play. And finally, after a long spell of being dominated, of being confined to their own bounds, goal hunters are finally starting to make a few ripples hither and yon. Another kick in here for goal hunters. Fine squeeze onto the right. Goal hunters now a bit more confident. They are playing the passes here. Mahib Adhikari sends it to the right. Controls it. Tiredness might be catching on with Corbett. Excellent ball into the D, but then Corbett were quick to recover. They had the numbers back in place, back in position to try and repel the goal hunters. Another Hunterz again. Still in pursuit, still in quest of that all-important equalizer. That was a delicate back flick. But then Vishal Dubey, always on his toes, knows exactly how to stall an opportunity, how to stall an attack. And now more numbers coming up. Oh, that's a lovely square ball. A bit of shooting space as well. But good defending there by the Hunterz. They don't want to give an inch so easily to Corbett FC. Now after that initial storm, after the initial firestorm of one attack after the other, Corbett FC are trying to slow the tempo down. And that's exactly what goal hunters are banking on. They will like a bit of space in that own half of theirs. Time and time again, they have been absolutely outmatched. Another ball onto the right. Goes for the shot. Very difficult angle. And Vishal Dubey was in position. He knows the importance of positioning. He knows how quickly he'll have to move to try and stall his opposition. 7 minutes now remaining on the ticker for the first half. And as things stand, Corbett still has that lead. A very slender one. Can be snuffed out at any point in time. But then it's a lead nonetheless. And they like to build. And that one goal cushion will create all sorts of problems. And complications for the goal hunters. Again, a bit of a loose giveaway on that occasion. That's some good confidence to watch out. Excellent ball forward from the right, trying to latch on to it. Malsam Tulunga Pau to the goal scorer, but misses out. Still stays with the Hunters. Hunters plays it forward. Hunters play it forward. Now square ball. Back again to Akshay Horia. Akshay on the left. Will Akshay get it back? Constant resistance. Mahip Adhikari plays it on the right. But again, it was a bit too much for the attacker to try and latch onto. And with that, it's time for the first time out. As things stand, goes without saying, Corbett have called the shots emphatically in the first 10 minutes. And in the last 5 minutes and so, goal hunters have found a bit more rhythm, a bit more momentum to try and push their counterparts on the back foot. Again, when we say back foot, it's not something convincing, it's not something categorical. It's something which will give them, which will offer them a glimmer of hope. That's all we can say. Again, not really a chock a block ground so far, but you can expect the second semi-final to have quite a bit of turnover altogether, because Bhawanipur FC will be taking the center stage, and the way they have called the shots in this tournament so far, it is mighty impressive. And at the other end, make no mistake, Tofa are an equally brazen team, known for that all-around brilliance of theirs, and today they'll be put to the test. So yes, stay tuned to AIFF's official YouTube channel, for all the action is coming to you live. You can see a bit of animation there from Dhirendra Kumar Singh, the coach of the Goal Hunters. It's their goalkeeper once again who's on the rise, trying to offer them a bit of additional help altogether. That's an excellent ball. Lovely control, opportunity in the D. And the final touch was so heavy that Anmol Adhikari couldn't make the most of it. You need a bit more precision out there. The Hunters, they are doing things right now. But again, when it comes to that final touch, the killing blow, the final zinger, you need to have a bit more precision and perfection in order to drive home what can be a telling strike into the heart of your counterparts. Long way forward for Alif Rahman Mullah. Chipped one to clear away the danger lines. Not the most controlled of passes. Another kick in here for goal hunters. They are taking their time. They know that they are in no rush for now. Fine ball on towards the right. Alif a long way from that goal of his. Akshay Huria out in the center, back to Akshay. Akshay trying to control that ball. Stays with Mahip. Mahip plays it forward. Back to Mahip again. As Mahip got help, he wanted to set it up for Mukul Singh on the left wing, but Mukul misses out. The pressure is mounting as well on goal hunters, and this is what happens when you concede an early goal. You start thinking about how to find that equalizer at all costs, and your opposition won't hesitate in wasting away seconds. Again, a deflection along the way. Will be another throw in there for the goalkeeper. And Vishal Dubey has been busy under the sticks. In fact, both the custodians have been busy under the sticks, and that should be a foul, goes without saying. He clearly had to take one for the team. That should be goal hunters with that second foul of theirs. And the free kick for Corbett. Again, the distance is a bit too much. Controls that, goes all the way back. And this time misses out. Bit of a heavy touch. Bit of a mispass as well. Eventually facilitates a snatch back for the Hunters. Hunterz on the transcendence, looking for that all-important shooting lane. Finds one, takes the shot, hammers the woodwork. And truth be told, the goalkeepers have had a busy day in office, so has the woodwork as well. Another chance, the goalkeeper was out of his position. And the shy from distance goes agonizingly wide. This very well could have been the second goal for Corbett, but goal hunters will be thanking their stars that it wasn't. Another opportunity, fine control, takes that outside dodge and somehow misses it. Goodness me, how did that not go in? Pratik Swami with a brilliant inside cut. The ball was on his left. All he had to do was place it to perfection. Corner comes floating in. It falls back for Corbett. Stays with Corbett. Ronnie on the ball. Ronnie with a mispass and can be a catastrophic one at that. But eventually, it went a bit too far. Shot comes in. Vishal Dubey out of his position. Goes for the false dive and here comes the equalizer. Goal hunters restore parity. Vishal did get the first save right. But eventually the shot from Anmol Adhikari was a meaty one. And the ball finding its way to the back of the net. Vishal had to be on the line and not out of it, because he still wasn't in close vicinity of his counterpart to try and prune down the angle. Oh, that's an excellent snatch. Ronnie restores the lead in less than a second. Ronnie Lalankima firing home the second goal. Corbett FC once again back in the driver's seat. A lovely outside dodge leaves his opposition stunned, flummoxed, nonplussed. And then comes home the incredible strike. AIFF Wallah, a long way out, had no chance. And this is how good, this is how closely paced this encounter is. It keeps on oscillating from one end to the other. Moments ago, goal hunters found that equalizer and they were a bit too complacent for a split second. And the price was as expensive, as exorbitant as it gets. What a game this is. What a game of crazy proportions. Oscillating from one end to the other. This is some brilliant futsal. This time a bit of a heavy pass. Kick in now for the Hunterz. And they take their chance. Playing it onto the far right. Keeps that ball under control. Hunterz still on the ball. Can they eventually find the equalizer once again? Goes for that outside dodge. A bit of a push. Referee says it's okay. Stays with Mahip again. Mahip plays it back. Now on to the far left. At this time trying to be cheeky. The ball goes back to Hunterz. Hunterz looking for momentum. Out there, Mahip Adhikari. Mahip takes the shot, but this time tracks it fine. That's the intensity, that's the urgency that we would expect from both the teams. And this time, trying to be a bit too improvisational out there, bit of an impromptu flick out there, but straight into the hands of Vishal Dubey. Back to Ronnie Lalankima. Ronnie plays it to his left. Back to Ronnie again. Stay on the ball. Oh, again trying to get the ball into the galloping stride of his teammate. That was Ronnie. Was waiting for the ball and eventually a kick in out here for the goal hunters. AIFF on the ball now. 2.5 minutes remain in the first half. This has been a pretty fast-paced half so far. Both the teams have matched each other for intensity. Blow for blow. Taking their time. Trying to get hold of it. Nice control. But that is a lovely 1-2. Falls back for the Hunterz. Can the Hunterz penetrate what has so far been a rock-solid defensive show from Corbett? They have managed to do it once, but it had an element of fortune to it. The tussle for the ball continues on the far left. Eventually, they had to get it out of play for a kick in. Quickly taken. Danger's not over. The ball keeps on lingering around. It stays with Corbett FC. Lovely setup onto the right. A bit too far. They'll have to rebuild that one. Another shot with that left foot of his. But it just stays in play. Again, there was a lovely chance, and Mahi Badikari trying to use that towering height of his, but couldn't really outmuscle his counterpart. It's going to be a kick in here. A gentle push, and now it's won back by Hunterz, looking for that shooting lane, plays it onto the right, shot comes in, but once again blocked away by the tall towering Vishal Dubey. It's a treat to watch Vishal in action, always up for the task. Corner for the goal hunters. Can they eventually find that all-important second goal as well? Cleared away in the blink of an eye. AIFF back on the ball. AIFF chips it forward, nicely controlled. Referee blows the whistle. Is that a foul just outside that D there? Looks like it is. And they'll have a free kick from a very good position, the Hunterz. This is a gilt-edged opportunity for them to try and restore parity. Yeah, just outside the D. Very lucky on that occasion. There, it clearly was a tuck from the back. No questions asked. Ansh Gupta being brought down. Discussions going on who's going to be the one to take that free kick there. In all likelihood, it can be Manav Sharma. He's got a very good shot at his behest. Or is it going to be Bijoy? Manav it is. Goes for the shot. Rattles the net. That's a fireball of an equalizer. Talk about asserting their authority. And the Hunterz come hunting in packs. Wow. What a rock solid strike. Reaching through the defense. Like a GPS finds its way out of wilderness. It's 2-2, all fair and square. What a terrific game this has been. And it's just the first half that we are in. Madness, absolute madness. And it keeps on giving. Fine ball onto the left. Controlling it. Just at the edge. Will we see a chip? They wanted to, but nicely repelled away. 30 seconds remain. We'll have another kick in play. There comes the kick in. Stays with Corbett. Corbett trying to play it forward. They'll have to be careful. Prateek Swami. 20 seconds on the clock. Prateek loses ball at a very crucial juncture. It might just open up another shooting lane, but then another mispass. And now Ronnie. Ronnie plays it to his right. Again, that needed a bit more accuracy on the ball. It was a fine run altogether from Silum. Another chance, but this time blocked by Malsum Tulunga Pautu. And with this, we come to the end of what has been a dramatic first half. It's all fair and square in Rudrapur as Corbett FC and Goal Hunters stay locked in a 2-2 impasse. Sensational battle so far, and we'll have an entire half of football coming your way, of futsal rather coming your way. So stay tuned everyone. We'll be back shortly again. We'll get a short breather. The score at the halftime is Corbett FC 2, Goal Hunters 2, and we'll be back with the second half. Hello, everyone. We welcome you back for the second half of what has been a dramatic contest so far, swinging like a pendulum from one end to the other. Eventually, it was Corbett FC who got themselves ahead in the game, not once but twice. And goal hunters straight away showing that intent, showing the momentum with which they closed out the second half. Now they are out for blood and they want more of those goals altogether. 20 minutes of fascinating action is gonna come in front of your eyes. So stay tuned, everyone. This is going to be some crazy, dramatic futsal. And goal hunters already on the prowl, trying to sneak one from that far left. Excellent ball forward. It still stays in control. Looks like a bit of a push, and the referee spotting that and laying down the law in no time at all. Stays with goal hunters here. A couple of touches now. Ansh back on the yard, back on the court. Knows very well that now that they have found that equalizer, they'll meet someone who can operate from the center as the fulcrum of the team, as the unit, as the powerhouse for his team. It's all about getting the momentum right. It's all about getting the chords right and ensuring the fact that they are pushing hard. Here's a lovely chance and an incredible setup. Trying to sneak one through the gates out there. Lalwan Sanga Silo, but denied by Alif Rahman Mullah. Going down quickly, leading to a corner. Pratik on the ball. Pratik shoots it against his counterpart, takes a deflection, goes out for another corner. Going to be Pratik Swami once again. Will take that time. This time plays along the court. Shot comes in, but blocked comfortably enough by goal hunters at the expense of a kick in. Nicely sent forward. This time loses out possession. Hunterz win it back. Hunterz trying to move forward, but now snatched back by Corbett. Corbett comes from the left. Pratik once again trying to be delicate on that occasion, but eventually finds a guard in front of him, and that's Alif once again doing the honors, standing tall. He stays on the ball, tries to find an opening, but misses out. Hunterz again on the rise. Hunterz take the shot. It was an incredible run from Mahip Adhikari, and he rammed it straight. Back with the Hunterz. And now it's Bijoy Gusai. Bijoy plays it to his left. All the way to Ansh. Ansh is cool, calm, and very calculated here in terms of the distribution. He doesn't want to come up with a mispass. That's a lovely run through the center. Shooting chance. But again, the angle was way too difficult. Vishal Dubey storming front, closing down the gates altogether. It's a corner for the Hunterz. Ansh takes it quickly. Another shot comes in, takes a deflection along the way, and it's another corner from the other end. There is Manav Sharma, the man who fired home the second equalizer. It was an excellent free kick. Another gentle trip. Tries to bring it back in play. Nicely brought down. Shot comes in, but it had an element of elevation to it. And it kept on rising. Good ball, good control, good defense. Overall, good futsal altogether. Another kick in here for Corbett FC. Goal hunters don't really want to allow an inch of space to their counterparts. And here's Malsam Tulunga Pautu trying to find an opening in terms of that kick in. Samboitia is the name that he goes by on his threads. An excellent tactical player, knows how to go about his business, dribbles around very nicely. Now in the D, and that was a lovely opportunity. Had its fair shares of obstacles along the way, but the ingenious showed at that particular moment, trying to go for that back flick through the gates of the goalkeeper. It was absolutely mind-boggling. And here's another corner. Ansh plays it towards the extreme left. Shot comes in. Great save by Vishal. And Vishal was back on his feet as well, to ensure that he's getting it out of play in no time whatsoever. It's another corner. Goal Hunterz now mounting relentless pressure. Ansh trying to go for that side volley. Again, a very difficult angle to try and breach. And now Prateek on the rise. Prateek sends it forward. Fine control. Shot comes in. Excellent save. Malsam Tulunga Pautu with another pile driver. But AIFF Rahman Mullah throwing his body along the court there and ensuring the fact that he got a hold to it. Top quality. This time an attempt to try and play a cross-court ball has been intercepted. This time sets it up onto the left. Does keep the ball in play. Looking for support. Drags it a million miles wide. Back with the Hunterz. Back with Corbett rather, apologies. Prateek through the center. Looking for more numbers. Kind of a compelling back push, and Vishal Dubey lost his footing. It was tough. Had to rush back immediately. It's going to be another kick in, and you can see Mohammad Rizwan now. He knows very well that all these minutes out here are going to be very, very critical. If you remember, in the last finale, it was a late strike that won the tournament for Corbett FC. Ansh with a square ball. That was a gentle attempt to try and lay it into the stride of the player forward. But again, it went a bit too astray. Nicely headed away to safety. Was there an elbow? No, it wasn't. I think Prateek was expecting the referee to blow the whistle. The whistle was blown, but it was in favor of the Goal Hunterz. AIFF now playing it out to the far right. Manav Sharma. Good control. Eventually crowded out by a couple of defenders on that occasion. And now a nice dash forward. He's got some space ahead of him. And he tried his very best to try and lay it at the feet of the player. Surging in front. The first half was pretty fast-paced. The second half, it's got intensity as well. Not exactly as a high-tempo one as the first one. But nonetheless, it's got the drama, it's got the thrills, and it's got the talent. Corner, Malsam Tulunga Pautu takes it straight into the hands of AIFF. AIFF lays it forward. Kick in favor of Corbett FC. They wanted to take it quickly, but the referee has blown the whistle there, ordering a retake of that kick in. And it's eventually going to be Lal Mwansanga Asylum. Stays with Mwansanga, but eventually he loses out possession. Now it's kicking in favor of Goal Hunterz. Stays with Ansh. Ansh plays another square ball. Ansh has been a solid defender, and now I think Goal Hunterz want to ensure that things stay intact in terms of goals. Ansh now from the right, looking for a bit of space and looking for a bit of support as well. Does find the support. And before Manav could have fired home that shot, it was some excellent defending again from Malsam Tulunga Pautu. Always running, always dishing out a high level of workload. Chase with the ball. Finds its way to Ansh. All the way back to the goalkeeper. Headed down. Ansh on the ball, 3 versus 2, can be trouble. Ansh again, looking for that chance. There comes goal number 3. Incredible setup. And it's Manav Sharma once again getting his brace and ensuring the fact that now Corbett feels the heat. Corbett FC defenders were caught off guard. Sudden surge in the attack. Picture perfect layoff by the captain Ansh Gupta. It was an artistic touch and a gentle tap in by the one and only Manav Sharma. And now Corbett will have to turn things around. They were in the driver's seat twice. They gave it away. And now they are being hunted by the Hunterz. Do they find a way to elude their clutches and eventually restore parity? This is going to be a dramatic second half of futsal. Ansh comes up with a meaty strike there, rattles the woodwork. But again, I don't really think it was going in anyway. One moment of madness can lead to an absolute apocalypse. And that's exactly what's happened. Again, it is a very slender cushion. You never know, in a game like futsal, it can be snuffed out in a heartbeat. However, Hunterz, they win the ball back. And now they are looking for the shooting lane over and over again, have been a kind of bit more predominant. Good body shielding on that occasion there by Malsam Tulunga Pautu. Malsam Tulunga once again on the ball. Fine outside dodge. Does hold the control he was looking forward to. Lovely setup, and somehow or the other he's just shot it out. Again, you gotta take your chances. Ronnie, Lalan, Kima. Oh my word. There you go. Physical altercations. Not the most expected spectacle. This has been a very good game. You don't want to see that. Tempers starting to flare. They'll have to remember that they still have 14 minutes of action remaining. It's a matter of seconds where they can score the equalizer. And if they lose that composure of theirs, things might blow out into a downward spiral from where there will be no second coming. Yellow card shown to both the players on their occasion. We'll have to confirm who's the one. I think for Corbett, it's Lalmuan Sanga Sailung. Not really sure who's the one who's been taken into the book for goal. Hunterz will confirm. I think their coach is not in consonance with the decision of the referee, but then at the end of the day, it's the game that will prevail. Another long throw, goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Vishal collects it. Vishal sends it forward. Going for a bit of a false on that one. But gets completely startled by that. I think this has been an extraordinary turnaround from the Hunterz. Here's Ansh. Ansh plays it to the left. But again, misses out. And I think a word of caution there between Malsam Tulunga Pautu and the one who's gone down. I think the injury must have taken a blow. The referee has blown the whistle. Again, it goes without saying. Because at the end of the day, futsal isn't like football where the clock will keep on ticking. It comes to a halt. It's a stop clock that is used in futsal. So if a player is down, he will be treated. Right, now we go rolling. Excellent ball forward, but well defended there by Ansh as well. Ronnie stays on the ball. Ronnie looking for that shooting angle, but misses out. Back to Ronnie again. No real rush, no real haste so far from Corbett FC. Yes, there was a moment of badness in between where physical heat was exchanged. Ronnie again, excellent defending, brilliant sliding tackle, just in the nick of time. And that's the kind of urgency that you would love to see. Mukul Singh once again showing why he's regarded so highly, all the way back to Ansh. Ansh now kind of pressing with danger. Eventually gets it out of the danger zone. Back with Guinea. Guinea trying to knock it forward, ends up mispassing one. Another shot comes in. This time it was Bijoy Gosai with the shot. But then fires it wide. Looks like it's taken a deflection, has it? Corner for the Hunterz. Shot comes in from Ansh. Takes a deflection, goes out. Prateek gets back into action. Prateek will be expected to deliver a high-octane display altogether. Keeping it under control now. Opportunity. Looks like the referee has spotted that infringement there and immediately has blown the whistle. So far, no fouls registered. We'll have to wait and watch. Playing it in front. Again, a bit of a mispass on that occasion. Falls back for the Hunterz. Hunterz loses out. And now Guinea. Excellent switch to the left. Once again, Malsam Tulunga. He's swept off his feet. Should be a penalty. Just that window of opportunity. Is it a penalty? Or is it on the line itself? It clearly looked like the foul has happened inside the D there. Yeah, I think it's a free kick. It's not a penalty. So it's happened outside the D. Here is a chance. A bit of a difficult angle, to be honest. Not exactly one glorious enough like the Hunterz one. We'll take a look again. Exceptional run from Malsam Tulunga. Yes, the foul happened outside the D. He fell inside. And Prateek Swami, is he going to go for that direct shot there? Or is he going to lay it off? Is someone going to come forward? They've got 3 players in the mix out here. Here comes Prateek. Yeah, he'll have to take the shot when the whistle goes. He'll have to take the shot. But again, I think there was a bit of a push out there. Ansh trying to calm his players down. Ansh Gupta has really done a fine job of being the skipper. Prateek lays it off onto the right. And that's another thunderous strike. Parity restored. Back to square one once again. And it is PC Lalrem Ruata, or whom we very dotingly call as Guinea. No chance for the Hunterz as the net ripples with a strike that will echo down the halls of history. It's 3-3 once again in Rudrapur. And this game keeps on giving. What a rewarding fixture. Testing the best of these two teams. Two teams not willing to relinquish an inch without hardcore, brutal fight. A clash for the ages. A clash that will keep everyone on their toes. And now trying to make their way forward. Stays with Prateek. Trying to find a bit of space out there. But then Tulunga misses out. He needed a bit more precision on that one. Another gentle ball. And it will go all the way out. Rizwan is definitely happy. He's not worried. He knows that his team has managed to find their way back. He remembers last year's finale. And he knows how crucial every single minute of this game can be. Can they snatch it? One back nicely. Shot comes in, blocked. Again, it fell for someone inside. Danger still not over. The possession keeps on lingering. And finally, Corbett. They might be on the rise. They lose out possession out at a very crucial juncture. The referee blows the whistle. Kick in for Corbett. 3 fouls already committed by the Hunterz. They'll have to be careful. Here's Prateek Swami at the far right. Does he find help? No, he loses out the ball. And here's an opportunity. Another shot, but way too much elevation behind the ball there. And now Corbett trying to retaliate with a quick counter attack. Can they make the most of it? Nicely controlled, but a bit of a heavy touch on that. They have got players. Ansh already standing up. Shot comes in. But Vishal Dubey this time stretching himself out, ensuring the fact that his goal is protected his citadel stays intact. Every single department, and as you can see, Mohammad Rizwan talking with the media, trying to deliver a quick instruction to his teammates. Yeah, now the media will go in. That's kind of interesting out there. And now he goes back out as well. So kind of fails to deliver the message which Rizwan very nicely crafted out to him. Corner for the Hunterz. Slow and steady. No rush again. AIFF sends it forward. Stays with the Hunterz. Plays it to the left. Shot comes in. And a great save, but then an own goal is what has proved to be the unraveling of Corbett FC. The Hunterz take the lead again. This time, a bit of a luck factor working in their way. Bijoy Gusai with the shot. There, Bijoy got the shot all wrong. But somehow or the other, it was Lady Luck coming to his aid into the face of Lalmohan Sangha Silong. And Lalmohan Sangha failing to get out of the way as the ball found its way into the back of the net. That's an anticlimactic way to concede altogether. This time foul. I think Ronnie is definitely not happy with the call. Especially when you're trailing. Questions start being asked. And you will not like it at all. Ansh sends it further forward. Still stays with the Hunterz. Back to Ansh again. Ansh looking for options here. Help arrives in the form of Mahib, but he sends it forward. An extraordinary control out there. Good flexibility shown by Mukul Singh Sean. With a bit of a high boot. And it was away from the player. Kick in for Hunterz. They lose out possession. And this time they did win it back. And a shot did come in, but it was well blocked. Pratik on the ball. Pratik now looking for space. That's a lovely retreat shot. And again it goes out agonizingly wide. Pratik almost finding the back of the net. And that would have been a dramatic turnaround of events. But they miss out. Back with the Hunterz. Good clearance there. No space on offer. Kick in for the Hunterz. They'll try and take their time. They'll try and slow down the tempo. Goes in with a bit of a lob out there. Comfortable connection. This time nicked from the back. Free kick awarded to the Hunterz. Corbett FC, they'll have to be on their toes at all times. Again, a bit of a hold. And it's a substitution that Rizwan wants to make. Kick in for Corbett. Pratik on the ball. Pratik Swami looking for support. Pratik mispasses. And the Hunterz, all they need is a very minuscule cue. And they'll start pouncing upon you relentlessly. There will be no room for breath for you. Kick in now again. Mahib Adhikari. Mahib chips it. Two players almost coming up with a Caesar kick. Kick in favor of Corbett. They'll have to rush. They'll have to hurry. They're running short of time here. Time's not their friend when particularly you are trailing. So you have to find a way out. Another kick in for the goal Hunterz. Apologies for Corbett out there. Another long shot all the way to Vishal Dubey. Vishal quick to channel it back to Malsom Tulunga. Tulunga looking for support. Finds a skipper. And then Tulunga goes for a bit of an aerial hit out there. Whenever you're going aerial, particularly in a futsal court, with the size, with the dimensions being smaller, you tend to lose control. And this is good defending altogether from Pratik Swami. Kept his eyes on the ball till the last moment, ensured the fact that he's not allowing an inch to his defender. Here's another long shot, but it eludes everyone in the process. Plays it on to his left. Another shot comes in, but good defending there. And now a bit of box-to-box action. You can expect more. You can expect way more. Free kick in favour of the goal hunters. Nicely controlled, trying to make the most. It's getting a bit of a scrambling battle out in the centre for possession. Who's going to come out on top? Looks like Corbett did manage to get hold of the ball, but then eventually before it went out, the last touch came off a Corbett FC player. So kick in favour of the Hunters. And another kick in, this time in favour of Corbett. The second half hasn't been as good as the first half was in terms of tactical prowess, but the second half has been a bit more brutal. We have seen the game getting physical. We have seen a bit of a high tempo. Lovely setup again, but then he missed out that there was a defender waiting so that this ball couldn't have been loosely set up. Fine 1-2. And now they need a bit more coordination. They need a bit more support. Shot comes in through the center, but way too wide. Ronnie missing out his mark by Whiskers. By Miles, actually. Apologies. Quick throw in. Now the Hunters through the center. Hunters come in with the shot. Vishal Dubey with a crucial save. Corbett again. Good defending. A timely tackle. Ronnie kind of infuriated. Change happening out there. See Lalrem Ruata out in the center. It's going to be another kick in. 8 minutes of action remaining in the second half, and truth be told, this 8 minutes can be more than enough to topple an empire. Corbett FC, the defending champions, are they sinking? Or do they have a magician, a messiah, to eventually get them back on track and get a second ticket for the grand finale? Tempers are still flaring out on the sidelines. That's how close this game has been. Malsam Tulunga on the ball. Tulunga plays it to his right. Back to Tulunga again. Tulunga now knocks it forward. Tulunga trying to sneak one through the gates. Again, the idea was right. Going to be a kick in for Corbett. Lalrem Ruata. Tulunga. Guinea. Back to Tulunga. Tulunga chips it forward. Defended. Falls back for Aruata. Guinea on the ball. Guinea this time kind of missing out the mark. 1 versus 2 here. Another shot. But again blocked and emasculated. That's an exquisite snatch. Ronnie sets it up. And what a save! AIFF Rahman Mullah, the Titan, storming out of his line, closing down the gate fearlessly. That should have been the equalizer for Corbett. But then AIFF Rahman Mullah says, not on my watch. Sensational out there. Out of his line, ensured the fact that he had the ball in his sights. And banged the gate slam shut just in the nick of time. And now AIFF a lot more confident after that save. Out in quest of what can very well be a goal here. Referee blows the whistle. I think questions are being asked. A free kick has been awarded to Corbett FC. Not really sure what was the challenge out there, but it isn't looking good. Corbett will have to find that equalizer quickly enough if they are to set the tone of the game right for the remaining minutes. That was a cheeky attempt, won back by Guinea. Guinea stays on the ball. Can Guinea set it up? Guinea almost got it right. A melee of boots now crowding out the D of the Hunterz, and now the Hunterz come on the lookout for a goal here. Kick in for the Hunterz. 6.5 minutes on the clock to go. Nicely controlled, and now they accelerate from the left. Malsam Tulunga with the shot! And it took a different trajectory altogether, taking a deflection of one of the Hunterz players out there. But luckily, it was not in goal. Something that Corbett didn't have the luck of, as they conceded an own goal. Corner quickly taken, and it eluded everyone. It feels like now they are disoriented. Now they are lacking cohesion, and they are being outrun, outmuscled, and more importantly, outfoxed by their counterparts. These aren't good signs at all. It's turning out into an absolute nightmare for Corbett. They're already in the final stretch, and now it's only going to get tougher and tougher from here on. They'll have to find that right chord. They'll have to find the balance. And more importantly, they'll have to find that equalizer if they are to stay alive in the hunt for glory. It won't be easy. But again, as they say, that heroes don't have it easy. Heroes have to go through countless hurdles, unthinkable, unimaginable, unconceivable. Ronnie this time actually had the chance of accelerating in front, but then Ronnie missed out on that first touch, thereby facilitating the retreat of the Hunterz back into position. Shot from the left footer. Again, not enough. They'll need more than that. Aruata had to be more precise, and again with the ball on his left foot, it was never really going to be easy. It was going to be tough at all times. Fine setup through the center. Shot comes in. Vishal saves again. Danger is still not over. Both the teams are kind of lingering around the precipitous edges of the cliff altogether, and this is a mind-boggling cliffhanger. Arawata loses out the ball again, and here comes the Hunterz. Can the Hunterz find another goal here? Gentle chip, chests it down, sets it up, shot comes in, but fired wide. 5 more minutes. Vishal, quick to get the ball back in play. Here's an opportunity. They should have pulled the trigger at the first goal itself. They took a second extra, and the prize, another chance, blowing into oblivion. Tough, very, very tough out here. You gotta take your chances as quickly as you can. Every second will make a difference. Ronnie now looking for support, scanning the perimeter for more Corbett players. Vishal as well getting in the act. Haruata. Decent control back with Haruata. Aruata lobs it forward, but again, a very clueless, a very rudderless delivery. Lacking direction, lacking any proper objective. Corbett FC, they are trying their very best, but it isn't enough. There's another opening, might be shot again, but this time failing to hit the bullseye. They're coming close over and over again, but coming close isn't going to be enough. If somehow Corbett can find an equalizer, all these efforts that have gone begging, that will indeed come back to haunt them. Ronnie, lovely ball in front. And again, it is their goalkeeper, AIFF Rahman Mullah, coming up with a crucial save. And this time, it's the woodwork that comes to the deliverance of the Hunterz. And now AIFF will try and take some time just in order to calm down the tempo. Corbett are now relentless and ruthless. This quest will be interminable for them. They'll try and strike as many times. This is a very good display of attack. The intent is so good to watch. And I think this is, he's definitely copped a blow. More importantly, these will be crucial seconds that he can steal away. Not because of the stop clock, but because it will help goal hunters to settle in a bit more. In very tightly knit encounters, every second, every minute that you try and delay the game by kind of creates a lot of difference. Looks like there will be a change, is it? Satyam Thapa is ready to come out for goal hunters, but AIFF Rahman Mullah says he's going to be on. Yeah, he's back on. And I think he needs to be out there in the center. Okay, we are not really sure what's happened. It might be a rolling sub, and once you have gone out of the ground, you will have to be there under the sticks at least for once before the rolling sub happens. Yeah, and now you might change. The Hunterz again on the prowl, looking for their prey. But Corbett FC as well. They are relentless, they are ruthless. Ronnie on the ball. Ronnie plays a square ball. Malsam Tulunga finds a bit of help from his teammate. There has been a goalkeeping change as well at the other end. They want more attacking flair. They want that equalizer. Another shot takes a deflection along the way. Lakpa Dorji Bhutia has been introduced for Corbett FC, and a timeout has been asked for. Corbett, they don't want to stop at all. They want to keep on fighting. They want to keep on squeezing their hearts out. This is brilliance. This is peak futsal. What a tremendous game this has been. Three minutes remaining. 3 minutes of crazy action might be following suit. Few quick chats which can be game changing. Words which might propel these teams into further intense action. Right, we are all set for the upcoming spell. This can be a thing of beauty. This can be something of the highest order. Corner taken quickly enough. And AIFF trying to get the ball into play quickly because the goalkeeper was off his line, hoping to help his team's attacking cause. And now the Hunterz, they know that if they can unleash a shot, they might put their opposition in trouble. Because Lakpa Dorji Bhutia, he's being deployed as an outfield player, hoping to add to his team's attacking flair. Oh, in fact, it's not Lakpa, it's apparently Lalrin Zuala who's come out. So Lalrin Zuala is the one who's playing as their goalkeeper. That's kind of surprising. Nonetheless, Tulunga, back to Tulunga. They don't find that shooting lane that they're looking forward to. This is good, solid defending. Tulunga now plays it to the right. Trying to find out that one split, that 1 inch of gap, which they can try and max out. Killing away crucial seconds with the short passes so that they can come in with that equalizer just in the nick of time. Lovely ball, shot comes in. AIFF drops it, and this might very well be the game changer. Oh, no it isn't, no it isn't. The ball went out, and Lalrin Zuala quick to get out of his line. Once again, Corbett on the attack in the hunt for that equalizer. Lalrin Zuala stepping up. Tulunga through the centre. Tulunga trying to make the most. Again, rushing back to his own goal, Lalrin Zuala. The commitment, the passion, the intensity. That's just too good out here. One back by the Hunterz. Stays with the Hunterz. Ansh now. This can be an opening. They're looking for support. Does well to actually open up that shooting lane. But a crucial hand to it by Lalrin Zuala. Palming it away. Going to be a corner for the goal hunters. They can now sniff the final. Ousting the defending champions. It's no easy task. It takes a year of hard work. It takes intensity. It takes belief and immense courage. And that's what we have seen. Oh, looks like it simply doesn't get over. Vishal now wants to get back into the mix out here. It's going to be a kick in now. Vishal simply can't wait to make himself present. And now it's going to be a kick in. Thereby the invitation for Vishal. Oh, it's a cheap giveaway. And Vishal had to be pushed back. You need to be a bit more careful with your passes. Another long ball now, less than 100 seconds to go. Fine ball. Shot comes in, saved by AIFF. And defender coming up with a crucial save. The Hunterz stay alive. And the Hunterz now out on the prowl once again. That definitely is a free kick. Vishal Dubey will now make his way to the centre. And this actually is a free kick from a very good position. The goal hunters might just try and get that all-important match-winning goal that they are looking forward to. They have a very slender cushion, and now they want to finish it off. Another kick in. 47 seconds remaining. Corbett will need all hands on deck. Can they do the unthinkable? Referee blows the whistle quickly enough. Yeah, that is a free kick, so Corbett will have to retake it. And once again, change in personnel. Lalrin Zuala out in the centre. Back to Lalrin Zuala. Lalrin plays it square. Back to Lalrin Zuala again. Shot comes in, blocked away. And now Ansh wins the ball back. But it will fall back to Lalrin Zuala. We'll have to be careful about the passing. And they have just conceded possession. This might very well be the game. With this game has been done and dusted. The goal hunters have secured a spot in the grand finale. And it is the leading goal scorer of the tournament, Bijoy Gusai, who finds the baker's dozen. An empty goal, this was inevitable. Corbett kept on hunting, kept on looking for that equalizer. So they had to put all available resources in pursuit of that. And when you press with everyone in your team, this is a consequence from where there's no escaping. And you can see the jubilation. You can see the jubilation in the body language of Dhanendra Kumar Singh. Oh, what a tournament this has been. Corner comes in. Oh, it rattled from inside the net. Another shot blocked away. That was actually a phenomenal corner. And here's another chance, but this time taken care of. And with this, we come to the end of the semi-final. We have our first finalist of AIFF Club of Futsal Club Championship 2024-25, and it is Goal Hunterz FC. What a tremendous game this has been. They were down twice. They came back, and then they got into the lead, conceded the lead, and then scored twice to book that final spot. Heartbreak for Corbett FC. Jubilations for the Goal Hunterz. The defending champions are out as they suffer a defeat against Goal Hunterz. It is a battle to savor, a battle of equally contested tactical flair. And that's the full-time scoreline. Corbett FC 3, Goal Hunterz FC 5. And with this, we'll say adios for now. The second semi-final coming up will witness Bhawanipur FC locking horns with Total Football Academy. And it's at 7 p.m. So stay tuned to AIFF's football channel. With this, we say adios for now. We'll be back once again. Thank you everyone for joining in.